Let us create a filter for checking whether the IP address that is entered by the user is correct or not. So declare a variable IP. As of now, I'm hard coding it. I'm saving the IP address over here. Let's say 127.10.10.1. Now, how do I check? I check if. Now this if condition, I'm going to write it little bit differently as compared to what I have written for the earlier integer filter. And I'll also explain you the difference between both the conditions. The first argument to this method is your variable and the second argument is the name of the filter. So filter underscore validate underscore IP. That's it. In echo, I'm going to write $IP dot is a valid IP address. In else part, I'll simply write down. I'm just copying this. Is not a valid IP address. That's it. Let us save this in WAD projects. We all know how to save PHP files now. So I'm writing the name as filter2.php. Let us execute it first and then I'll show you the difference. So refreshing filter2.php. This is a valid IP address. Now how to make this IP address invalid? Very simple. I add some characters to it. Obviously, it will be an invalid IP address now. So it shows it is not a valid IP address. Another way to make this address invalid is to give a number which was greater than 255. Because every section of your IP address goes from 0 to 255 only. So any number which is greater than 255 will make your IP address invalid. Okay. Now let us come to the filters that I have and we will compare the if condition. This if condition is a very simple if condition as compared to this. First of all, let us understand this operator. This is an equality operator but with additional aspect to it. It not only checks the value, it also checks the type of value. So for example, if I have something like this, $B equal to, now here the value is same, both are 100 $A and $B, but according to this operator it will not be equal because this is a string whereas this is an integer. So $A has an integer 100 whereas $B has a string 100. So this equality operator will return false. Now what are we checking? If the answer of this particular value is equal to false, but we are having a not operator, means if this returns true, it will become false. When will this function return true? It will return true when the variable passed and the filter matches. So when A is really an integer, it will return true. Not of true is false. False is equal to false. Yes, integer is. It is indeed a valid integer. When this method will return false? When the filter does not, when your variable does not satisfy the filter. So when this is not 100 or it is not an integer, suppose it is 100A, then obviously what will happen? It will return false. False ka not is true. So this will become false. If this becomes false, then I'll come to the invalid part. If you don't want to have a very complex condition like this, you can have a condition which is as simple as this. This also works perfectly fine. So I have taught you both the ways. Use whichever way you are comfortable with. Thank you.